God, well done your words. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be pleased you can see who's speaking. But no, listen, it was a great privilege to be here, dressed like a Muppet. The God had said, coming from Melrose, you've got to understand, it's a great honour to be invited anywhere. So thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. You're a good man, and you just got to drink a bit better when you come to Hong Kong the next time. But ladies and gentlemen, let me say why it's quite nice to be invited here. Let me tell you the Doddie Weir CV, where it's quite nice to be invited anywhere. The one and only Bill McLaren used to describe me that I was as useful as a lighthouse in a desert. He said I was as powerful as the gable end of a crisp. He also said I was all ears and nothing else. My rugby CV goes a bit like this as well. I've appeared in 3 World Cups for Scotland, 1 no games. 8 Scotland rugby tours, 1 no games. 61 international caps, of which I've been Spain. So look, I'm on a bit of a high. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you why I'm quite fortunate to be here. God bless you, my dear. Because in rugby, there are certain things you can work on. Rico, lovely to see you here, sir. If you can be upstanding for a wee minute, I just want you to, yes. Yeah. Well done, I am very fortunate to be standing in front of you, especially when Big Rico's here. And let me explain why. Because there's things you can work on. You work on your strength, Rico. So if you're a bit strong when you're younger, you'll play a lot better in the rugby field, wouldn't you? Yeah. You can also work on your speed. Now, Rico, if you could run, you could be a better rugby player, isn't it? Yes. You can work on your skill. Now, Rico, if you could catch the ball, you're a far better rugby player. You also can work on your weight. Now, Rico, you've done that quite well, haven't you, Rico? And don't let anyone tell you that you're a fat lad, because that's not true. You're just the wrong weight for your size. You should be 23 feet tall. Well, thank you very much for your involvement this evening. But these are things you can work on as a sportsman. I'm quite fortunate there's something you can't work on, isn't that right, Gordon? And that is about height. 5'6". That's quite totty. So, I'll come into that in a wee second or two. So, ladies and gentlemen, I feel very privileged to be in front of you. You're standing just above the average height. And if I wasn't that height, I don't think I would have the life that I have had. Because I've also appeared on the Question of Sport 4 times. Never got recognised and lost them all. I stand in front of you as the only Barbarians captain ever to be beaten by the combined services. You can see. What I mentioned before, the All Blacks match, one of very few players to score 2 tries in one match against the All Blacks. It's a shame it was on the PlayStation. So, I've led a very interesting sport life, ladies and gentlemen, and now I've got MND, so things can't really get that much better, you know. But just to go on a bit about that, it's one of these things that happen, terminal illness, that the life expectancy is between 1 and 3 years. Now, if only I kind of tried hard and did a wee bit more training when young, because for those who don't know about MND, it's a muscle wasting disease. So eventually your muscle in your legs disappears, you can't walk. You can see that my arms don't really work that well, but I can still do pints of wine at my table collar. Thank you very much for Gordon's. And after a team player. You can't eventually speak, you can't swallow food, you can't breathe. So it's horrific issue at the moment. And my fight really is there's nothing there. There's no drugs that anyone can get a hold of. Fernando Rickson, who some of you may know, unfortunately passed away today due to MND. And now with that, you might think, well, these things happen. I agree with you, because MND, with that, like anything else, you've got to die sometime. But on the back of that, there's no cure, there's no drugs, there's no nothing that anyone with MND can get a hold of. Basically, when you get told you've got MND, you're told, there's your care nurse. And the care nurses on the NHS are absolutely fantastic. So go into the corner. So I'm sorry with that side, the cure is absolutely brilliant, but what I'm looking for is a cure. There's no cure, there's no drugs, there's nothing been done for 25 years. Anyone with MND, I've got no chance because there's no options. So with my lovely charity, the support has been unbelievable. Robin, thank you so much. Albo, thank you so much as well. As an example of some of the things that have been done. So 4 million we have spent, 3.5 million in research, 500,000 into help people with MND. And that would not be possible without the lovely people giving us support. So thank you very much to everyone involved in that. But ladies and gentlemen, life's for living. There's things happen, and I have to say, absolutely brilliant. I've never been invited to so many parties, which is absolutely fantastic. Me and my little mate Gary Armstrong, OBE, and Lucky Willie. It's been truly amazing what he's been up to. He's my son on the trustee, a great boy he was. And I'll share you a couple of stories with Gary, because when I was playing for Scotland, you line up doing the national anthem a bit like this, ladies and gentlemen. You have 1 to 15. I was number 8 at the time. Gary was number 9, and we were singing "No Flower of Scotland," my first cap, very nervous. Like him at the moment, knees are shaking. And you go, "Oh, Flower of Scotland." Gary nudged me, and I go, "What do you want?" Well, we see. Have you seen the size of the lady's chest in row 5? I just couldn't believe it. I said, no, but the one inside and row 10's got a big set as well. But we've been around a little bit, and life's for living, I have to say. We went to a quiz, and you can see with my CV in rugby, things have not been that great. So went to the sports quiz, and I'll share this with you. We're nearly there. There was one question away with Gary and Kenny Logan was in the team as well. One question away from victory, and they were doing the first ever thing I've won. That question was, is where the women have the curliest hair. Now, being a rugby boy, I thought I had this, you know? And it was a cheeky little MC like Willie. He said, look, I'll give you a little clue. It begins with the letter F. So, yes! Yeah, speech ready, I've got that. Ladies and gentlemen, I was devastated to hear the answer was Fiji. I couldn't believe it. Let me explain how lucky I was. Gordon, can you come up on stage for a wee minute?
Oh, come on,
Alex is not here. Now, going back to height, you can see how lucky I was in the game of rugby, you know? Because as Willie said, this man was captain of the local Subitio team. He was the pilot of the Airfix International. I asked him before if he was happy, and he said no, and I said, what one are you?
Continue, keep going. Easy for more money if you keep going.
He's the only man I know who's got a full-size picture of his passport. He jumped off the pavement and bruised his bum. I've got loads. He jumped off the pavement and bruised his bum. That's not what's so funny, that one, God. An ex-bouncer at Mothercare. He's out of his depth on the puddle. God, you're an absolute star. Thank you very much for coming. Somebody said we jumped up the stage, where have you gone? Look! Absolute star, lovely share of company, a great man, absolute brilliant. It's great to see that he's doing so well. So best of wishes here in Dundee. But ladies and gentlemen, God makes a few players that he's been with, and it's the same in the rugby. Rugby's about being characters. And rugby, meeting characters, play with characters. You've got the Hastings sisters, for example. There is no doubt they swim in the shallow end of a pool. Their intelligence is not very clever. Gavin was asked to name where Uganda was. His reply was in bed next to his gran. No, what's that? Scott was asked to name the 4 seasons. Quite a simple question, you would think. His reply was salt, vinegar, tomato sauce and brown sauce. And then we got Kenny Logan, an absolute star, to finish. He's done a good job with my foundation, but not very clever. He's been doing very well both on and off the field, and he's working very well in London. Logan Sports Management has done and raised us quite a lot of money. But ladies and gentlemen, he's been accoladed by a sponsor of Scotland, which is quite topical, I think. It's Baxter Soup. And Baxter Soup have recognised Kenny's intelligence and named a soup after him, and it's called Thick Country Vegetable. True story. We're in New Zealand touring, and Kenny was there. It's a farmer from Stirling, if you don't know much about Kenny Logan. And he came down to breakfast one morning, ladies and gentlemen, and he asked for bacon and eggs. And the lovely lady said, look, I'm sorry, we've got no bacon left. And he goes, what, when you got 4 million sheep? But he does apologise, and he did say, look, big man, I can't make it up here tonight, but we tell everyone this little statement. Do you know, in the Canary Isles, ladies and gentlemen, there are no canaries? In the Virgin Isles, there are no canaries as well. But ladies and gentlemen, look, just to sort of finish, and time's getting on. There's one thing that being a rugby player you want to play against, and that is the mighty England. And with that, I've had some good times. I've played against England 8 times and 1 none. Have we got English in the room? Yes. No, my lady, don't put your hand up for it. Have we got any real English called Rupert? If not, we've got Derek Tyson in the room. Derek Tyson, come up here, please. It's my own man. Derek and I, we go back quite a long way because we're at school together. Derek bullied me at school. So, you're even out big man. This is my time to get you back. So, you know when you play against England, you've got the likes of Will Carlin, Austin Healy, Brian Ward, people you don't like. We've got Derek Tyson. So, you don't mind lying down on the floor pretending you've been tackled for a wee second. Just lie down. Preferably the kilt at the window end. In case some ladies get a little bit of a fright. No, lie right down. You've obviously not played a lot of rugby in your days. Now go on your side, Derek, because this might not hurt as much. So I want to show you. You know, the game has changed a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. It's like all business. You've got to adapt to how things are. Colin, if you could come up here. Adam, if you could come up here as well. Thank you very much for the thoughts. There's a lot of some boys. Just lie down a wee bit more, Derek, please, because we don't want to hurt you too much. Now, this is, we've got a young one and an old one. You decide what one is young and old. I just want to show you how the game has changed, because we're involved in the 80s, now the 2019, the World Cup's coming on, and I hope Scotland are doing well. So, Adam, this is your time. Right, so, then get your head right to the floor, because it won't hurt as much. Go on your side, young man. So here is the rugby law. Now you can imagine the game of rugby. You've got Will Carlin or Derek Tyson on the ground. This is your chance. This is your time. This is what you want. So here is the 2019 law to try and get a hold of Derek Tyson. Boys, if you can just show what it would be. Nice bind together. Well done. Over. Whoa, how exciting was that? But ladies and gentlemen, you know that Colin and I didn't play in 2019. We played in the 90s. So boys, this want to see what the laws were like in the 90s. Adam, drop his shoulder. Drop his shoulder, little man. Give him a punch on the back. Come on. Don't be shy. What a great game it was then. Well done, boys. Just in finishing, I really want to take that one stage further. Well done, Derek. You may go back now. You may all get you back, I've told you. When we wear some boots, well, just for 2 seconds just to finish it. We've got some boots here. These are specially designed to wear at special days. So the normal studs are here. Now you can imagine the rucking. There you go, metal studs, get one colour on the bottom, whatever game I right doing. But for one game only, these other ones were introduced. Blue. Ladies and now, with washers on, to make them much more effective. Now, if we put them on against Wales, the referee would come in and go, look, big man, that's cheating. Put them away. Well, there's a lot of cheating going on at the moment, but Rob Howley will make another team. So we put them on against Ireland. The referee will come on, they're illegal, go and change them. We put them on against England, ladies and gentlemen. The referee will come in, the big ones, I'll test them. The referee will have a look at them and go, good luck, go and get them. Ladies and gentlemen, time's gone on. Willie, everyone, thank you very much. Life is for living. Whatever you do, you just don't know what's around the corner. Have a good time. Thank you very much for your support. Colin, thank you very much.